Like, stop posting this. Stop posting us. We don't need y'all to post. I don't post positive about us. Y'all always trying to make us seem like we just got problems with everybody. We just these ghetto.
But we think your new nickname is going to be Carisha Maxwell. Okay, I don't even know your last name. But we're going to put Maxwell on it because you're the new Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay? You're the chick that is the mother help to the Diddy Jeffrey Epstein operation.
When people first called out that this arrangement between Diddy and Young Miami was strange, some of y'all were stuck on romanticizing it. Y'all said she's just having fun and spending his money. And now here we are in the year 2024 with Young Miami being named in the latest assault allegations and lawsuits.
Well, this TikTok user definitely has a point because a lot of fans were romanticizing Young Miami and Diddy's relationship when PPL brought up obvious red flags. But now chickens have come home to roost, and it turns out those red flags were pointing to something even more sinister than anyone could have imagined. People are now saying that Young Miami was to Diddy what Ghislaine Maxwell was to Jeffrey Epstein. And well, we all know how that ended.
Sentenced former British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell to 20 years in prison.
A federal jury convicted Maxwell in December for helping her longtime associate Jeffrey Epstein recruit teenage girl.
A judge has sentenced former British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell to 20 years in prison. A federal jury convicted Maxwell in December for helping her longtime associate Jeffrey Epstein recruit teenage girls. Rumors about Young Miami being on Diddy's payroll and allegedly helping him recruit unsuspecting young women and men for his faux parties have been swirling for a while. However, the speculations reached a boiling point after Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie brought light to Diddy's nefarious deeds in her lawsuit filed in November 2023. Cassie dated Diddy for 11 years, and back then no one really suspected anything sinister was going on. However, Cassie's bombshell lawsuit revealed that almost the entire time she dated Diddy, she was being pressured to do unspeakable things. So of course fans immediately raised concern about Young Miami, who started dating Diddy sometime in 2021. The fans were urging her to learn from Cassie and get as far away from Diddy as possible. However, Young Miami's reaction to Cassie's revelations was extremely bizarre, and it appeared that she continued seeing Diddy on the low. This is when people started speculating that Young Miami is not an innocent victim, but could be a potential accomplice in Diddy's alleged crimes. Fast forward to February 2024, and that's exactly what Young Miami is being accused of in the new lawsuit filed against Diddy by his former producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Jones alleges that Young Miami helped Diddy lure young people into situations they didn't consent to, and this led some public figures like DJ Academics to proclaim that Young Miami is Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell. And while Young Miami was initially defiant, clapping back at fans who were mentioning Diddy in her comments, it looks like she's now panicking big time because some of the stuff described in this lawsuit is actually diabolical and could potentially lead to serious legal trouble for Young Miami. But is there any evidence that Young Miami was working as Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell? And how will she defend herself if these allegations lead to charges? Let's break it down.
Get on my nerves. Y'all know exactly what the y'all trying to do. Stop trying to play with us. Stop playing with us.
People are all over the map with their reactions to the most recent lawsuit hitting Diddy, and this round it's a former male employee dropping some serious bombshells alleging that Diddy lured him to a lifestyle of wild parties fueled by substances and involving young individuals. The claims extend to some rather disturbing allegations, even dragging in names like Cuba Gooding Jr., Diddy's oldest son Justin Combs, and Young Miami's cousin. Now the online world didn't waste a beat, quickly dubbing Young Miami as Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell in reference to the controversial associate of Jeffrey Epstein. This sparked a frenzy of discussions, with fans highlighting numerous red flags in Young Miami's past relationship with Diddy. But let's go over some context first before we move on to the details of this new lawsuit, so no one really knows the scoop on how and when exactly Young Miami and Diddy first connected. But considering they're both into music, it's kind of assumed they bumped into each other at some industry event. Even before they spilled the beans about being a couple, gossip about a possible romance was already making the rounds. Come the summer of 2021, the media was buzzing with speculations.
Was on her Insta story getting some Diddy love. Now, she was sitting on his lap and drinking from a bottle of his De Leon tequila. Now, Diddy is 51. Now, Young Miami is 27. The rumors sparked off back in June when they were spotted together at a party, but it seems to confirm that there is definitely some things going on.
However, Diddy and Young Miami, whose real name is Kesha Romeo Brownlee, kept tight-lipped about their romance for months, even though they were spotted out and about together throughout late 2021 and early 2022. Even after plenty of time passed from the initial rumors, Diddy and Young Miami kept dodging the curious questions, adding more fuel to the public speculation. But then everything shifted in June 2022, when the couple decided to spill the beans during the first episode of Young Miami's Revolt podcast. Kesha pleased when Young Miami popped the question, "What are we on the episode?" Diddy casually responded, "We're dating." However, he also made sure to add he's officially single.
Status. You Mr. Act Bad.
I'm single, you know. I'm single, but I'm dating. I'm just taking my time with life.
So what we is?
We date. We dating. We go have dates. And we friends.
Okay.
We go to exotic locations. We have great times. We go to strip clubs. I'm gonna take you to church.
But this episode had another interesting moment because Diddy opened up about his breakup with Cassie, who has since moved on and started a family with Alex Fine. Kesha asked Diddy why it was so hard for him to move on from Cassie, and Diddy said he simply didn't want to let Cassie go. However, in light of everything that Cassie revealed in her lawsuit against Diddy, you can see how his words have a sinister and dark undertone.
Move on.
Wow,
You know?
why was it so hard?
Man. Cause I just didn't want to let her go.
This point, fans already started telling Young Miami she was a fool for letting Diddy play her because he obviously didn't want to claim her as his girlfriend. However, she dismissed all warnings, and later that same month another bizarre moment unfolded in their relationship. It went down during the BET Awards night when Diddy snagged the Lifetime Achievement Award. While Diddy was giving his acceptance speech on stage, Young Miami stole the spotlight holding up a Go Poise sign, cheering him on. Later, Diddy faced some heat for not giving a shout out to the Young Miami, and a lot of people thought it was bizarre. He now dropped Cassie and thanked her for holding him down, while Kesha was right there in front of him with that sign.
And also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
And again, fans flooded Young Miami's socials with comments about how she's embarrassing herself for a man who's treating her like less than a side chick. But once again, Young Miami didn't seem fazed. She hit back on X, formerly Twitter, with a straightforward and brief Go Poi post. Now, in hindsight, none of this is a laughing matter because Diddy reportedly knew that Cassie was preparing her lawsuit when he gave that acceptance speech. And it's very possible his shout-out was more like a warning to Cassie to drop the lawsuit and keep her mouth shut. Luckily, though, Cassie didn't let Diddy intimidate her, and thanks to her brave move, all these other people have found the courage to speak out against Diddy, but not Young Miami, though she kept defending their relationship and ignoring all warnings from fans. Then in September 2022, in an interview with XXL, she kind of admitted that she and Diddy were in an open relationship, although she refused to use that exact terms, "We are dating, we single." But we're dating. Kesha said people don't know what dating means. He's single, I'm single. But we're dating, that's what I mean when I say we go together. When we're together, we're having the time of our lives. But we're still single. Despite Young Miami's attempt to clarify the nature of their connection, the media latched onto the idea of an open relationship. Young Miami, however, wanted to set the record straight, emphasizing that while they were enjoying each other's company and going on dates, there wasn't an official label on their relationship. He sees other people outside of me, and I see people outside of him. She said, I'm young, I'm dating, having fun doing me. He's doing the same thing. I can't speak for exactly what he's doing or who he's seeing. We're single and we're dating now from September to November 2022. It seemed like Diddy and Young Miami were practically joined at the hip. Their frequent sightings together were hard to miss, adding more fuel to the speculation fire. Young Miami was also featured in the remix of Diddy's track Got to Move On, a song Diddy wrote about his breakup with Cassie and Kisa. He even graced the music video, and as November rolled around, Diddy had a birthday to remember. Young Miami went all out and gifted him an iced out.
Somebody put this song.
Later that night, Diddy, who by this point looked visibly intoxicated, ranted about how no one loves him like Kisha does, and he even got down on his knees in front of her.
Me like this, she loving me like this. That's what's up. That's what the is up. Oh, oh, oh.
As you should. Get up.
Now some fans were saying how cute this was and gushing about Diddy and Kesha's romance. However, those with a little bit more discernment could tell something was off, even though they couldn't really put their finger on it. After this, for a good stretch, everything seemed all sunshine and rainbows in Young Miami and Diddy's world. However, a couple of cracks in the facade started surfacing on the internet. The drama kicked off after Diddy welcomed his 7th child, a daughter, making a public announcement about it in December 2022. Diddy wrote on X, "I'm so blessed to welcome my baby girl. Love scene comes to the world. Mama Holmes, Quincy, Justin, Christian, Chance, Delilah, Jesse, and myself all love you so much. God is the greatest." The news sent shockwaves across the internet, stirring up a storm of controversy because no one knew Diddy was expecting another child. TMZ eventually obtained the birth certificate, and it was revealed that Diddy's daughter was born on October 15th in Newport Beach, California. Diddy was listed as the father and 28-year-old Dana Tran as the mother. However, not much is known about Dana, and her Instagram disappeared shortly after the birth certificate was revealed to the public. It's also unclear exactly when Diddy and Dana met or the extent of their relationship, but fast forward to November 2023, when Cassie dropped her bombshell lawsuit, and rumors started circulating that Diddy paid this woman to have his child in an attempt to solidify his reputation as a family man before it all started crashing down on him. As for Young Miami, after Diddy's announcement about the birth of his daughter, she found herself in the crossfire as fans started dragging her and saying something must be wrong with her to stick.
Girl these days is just a low self-esteem chick, bruh. You get me? A city girl is just a placeholder on a roster. Let's keep it a beat. Young Miami is like Diddy's side chick, like one of them, like a bunch. Like he got like about like 8, 9. You know what I mean? She's like one of the. Well, okay, maybe I shouldn't call her a side because everybody would be like, yo, how could she be a side if she'd have made? She's one. She's on the rock.
But here comes Carissa once again defending her place in Diddy's life. She clapped back at the side chick comments on X, saying, "I'm nobody's side B. Let's just make this clear on this Good Monday. I don't come second to no B. Diddy won't even look half of y'all B's way." But that's not even the most bizarre thing Young Miami said while trying to defend her relationship with Diddy. Shortly after this, she got involved in a heated dispute with Diddy's ex-girlfriend Gina H. So Gina took to Instagram to post a video mocking Young Miami for fighting over Diddy with the message, "When she beefing with you over a man, but whole time he got somebody else pregnant. City girls down 1,000. That's when Young Miami launched a tirade against Gina on social media, making what could be interpreted as racist references to Gina's Asian background. She tweeted, "Gina, you've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. How you've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a B that eat P and D. When he feel like it, you a eater. You the same B that was crying on Tasha K cause you wanted a baby. Poor Sushi." Kesha followed this with another bizarre tweet saying, "You want a baby B, I have career. You a certified freak. You haven't heard from Diddy since the awards, reminiscing on abortions. Let that hurt go, Chunle." But Young Miami didn't end it there. She then shared another disturbing post, which by the way has just been made even more disturbing in light of this new lawsuit that seemingly names her as Diddy's accomplice. She wrote, "If I wanted you to eat my P, Diddy would have had you on your knees, you a eater." Following Cassie's lawsuit, many fans revisited this tweet, saying this will eventually be used in court against Young Miami. The fact that Young Miami was doing all this to defend a man who refused to claim her and had a baby on her with another woman raised all kinds of alarms, and fans started speculating that it couldn't be only about money and that Young Miami was possibly implicated in Diddy's alleged crimes, hence her unhinged responses every time someone tried to say anything about Diddy and their bizarre relationship. Meanwhile, Diddy himself decided to shut down the side chick narrative, and though he refused to say what role exactly Young Miami plays in his life, he claimed she's very important. And he also sent a thinly veiled threat to anyone talking bad about her. He wrote on X, "Young Miami is not my side chick, never has been, never will be. She's very important and special to me. And I don't play with my shawty. I don't discuss things on the internet. And I will not start today, so think what you want, but know that if you do something to hurt mine, I'm going to come to your house. And we're going to talk about it like human beings love. But interestingly, as the date of Cassie's lawsuit was approaching, Young Miami started publicly distancing herself from Diddy. And in April 2023, during a chat with The Cut, she confirmed that the romantic connection with Diddy was a thing of the past. When directly asked if they were still an item, she immediately replied with a no before quickly adding, "We're still friends, we're still good friends, but we're single." She then talked about how their relationship never came with a label, saying, "That's not my man, we had our own situation. I'm not going to put a title on it. We were messing with each other hard, we're together. Every day at one point he supported me, I supported him. I'll let the internet call it whatever they want to call it." But fast forward to November 2023, when Cassie dropped her bombshell lawsuit against Diddy, and fans started speculating that Young Miami might have been a victim too. People started pointing to photos of Young Miami with white nail polished, speculating that Diddy was pushing her into those same faux sessions Cassie talked about in her lawsuit. However, Young Miami had another strange reaction when fans started urging her to speak out against Diddy. When one fan wrote, "You ain't learning from Cassie's sister," she clapped back, saying, "I think you under the wrong B page, El Mayo." But as the other lawsuits started rolling in, each one more disturbing than the next, Kesha stopped responding to fan comments about Diddy, and it looked like she was doing her best to make people forget they ever dated. She also rushed to find a new man, and back in January, she sparked reconciliation rumors with her baby daddy Southside when they were seen partying together in Atlanta. However, it looks like Young Miami's past with Diddy is now coming back like a boomerang, and if the allegations made about her in this new lawsuit are true, well, she won't be able to ignore them for much longer. So as you all know by now, Diddy's former producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed an explosive lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of a bunch of disturbing stuff. The lawsuit was filed under the RICO Act, and Jones named several other industry figures who allegedly helped Diddy run his criminal enterprise. And sure enough, Young Miami is mentioned in the lawsuit. So according to Rodney Jones, Diddy orchestrated an incident involving Young Miami. Cousin Jones alleges that he has irrefutable evidence to prove that Young Miami's cousin tried to force themselves on him. The lawsuit also states that Young Miami was present during the incident, as well as several members of Diddy's staff. Elsewhere in the lawsuit, Jones alleges that Young Miami was among multiple individuals who were paid a monthly fee by Diddy to work as his workers. The allegations have sparked a debate among fans on social media, with many saying Young Miami needs to be investigated because it sounds like she was in charge of recruiting people for Diddy's depraved faux sessions. And then DJ Academics went a step further, claiming that Young Miami was Diddy's Ghislaine Maxwell.
We think your new nickname is gonna be Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, I don't even know your last name, but we're gonna put Maxwell on it because you're the new Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, you're the that is the mother help to the Diddy Jeffrey Epstein operation.
Academics also later hopped on X and reposted Kesha's old tweet where she seemingly threatened Diddy's ex-girlfriend Gina. So Academics tagged FBI PETA for some reason, the DEA, Donald Trump, and ICE, and wrote, "Io, check this out, find out what island they was on doing this freak off." But unlike before, when Young Miami wouldn't waste 2 seconds responding to Academics, this time she's staying completely silent, and reports are saying she's in major panic mode over being named in this new lawsuit. As for fans, as hard as it is for most people to agree with DJ Academic, they're saying he's right about Young Miami, and that she needs to be investigated. One fan revisited that disturbing tweet Young Miami wrote about Gina, saying, "When Kesha told Gina this, it didn't sit right with me." Fast forward a year after this tweet, Cassie spilled Young Miami is Ghislaine Maxwell at this point, and another person added, "That's why Young Miami was so quiet. She's not a victim, she's an accomplice." But what's your take on Young Miami's relationship with Diddy? Do you think it's fair to compare her to Ghislaine Maxwell? Drop your comments down below, and then check out this next video.